with this gender war and the division in the Black community, we're not understanding that the trauma is crazy. And as we've been broken down as a community, and now it's spread into the more individual basis to where we're all impacted as individuals, to the propaganda, everything really messing with our minds, right? As we are dealing with all of this, we're seeing that a lot of us are incompatible. It's not even like it's just the men or it's just the women. The women are broken and consciously are not aware of who they are divinely. The men are not aware of who they are and their potential divinely. We have all been pretty much broken down on the psychological basis, right? Our sex is rough. It's hard. There's no love in it, right? We over sexualize men and women. We are just not human to one another anymore. We're not. And that's why it's so easy to say for men to, especially in the red pill community, to feel like, oh, well, I don't need a woman, and women are like this, and they demean women. They're misogynist. That's what they do. But that's where they are psychologically, especially Black men. They're so comfortable dogging out Black women verbally and otherwise because they don't see the humanity within us. And it's the same thing going from Black women to Black men on a much smaller scale, but it's still very much there. When you have misandrists who hate Black men or who just hate men in general, but they have a specific kind of disdain towards Black men because the humanity from the male, from the masculine has been stripped from our lenses. We have no humanity for men either. And while there are things that contributed to this, like the patriarchy, right? And like seeing the things that have happened to women at the hands of man in mass numbers, there are things that have caused us to lessen our empathy and compassion for men because we are ultimately trying to protect ourselves and the women around us. But overall, we have to understand that our community is broken and that we need to do individual work. And the people who are doing the individual work have the duty and the obligation to go out into the world and then begin to teach others, but it first starts inward. And if we don't do the inner work individually, no one else is going to get the message. And at some point you have to learn, okay, how am I going to contribute to the community in a way that is productive? Because we can't have all these hurt and broken people with microphones and they not really making a difference and not really bringing about change like we need to. We need more people who are healing, who are actually bringing and having productive conversations to the front. And there's a lot of people in the Black community that I've been seeing a lot more, but they are in a different kind of space. They're not really in the relationship space. Like I'm in a relationship space, but I don't see a lot of people who are balanced in their perspective in this specific space. We have people who are in the political space that are Black and they really run that. They know what they're talking about. We have people who are in the social space when they're talking about societal norms and they're talking about cultural norms and all these different things and how we're socialized and all of this. That's what they're talking about. But I don't see a lot of people in the relationship space really breaking down the Black family, really breaking down individual work, self-actualization, and then kind of showing people what that looks like.